by talking about your new year and your wellness. And what are you doing? What are some things or habits that you're doing to get your wellness in check? It's a new year, fresh start. So let's just talk about some things. Angela, what are you doing to put in place for getting your wellness and health kicked off during this new year?
So what I've done, I'm not going to say resolution, but what I've done is I took some time and I kind of wrote down what are my goals. And what are some things that caused me to had a setback in 2024.
I do a lot of prioritizing.
Okay.
As far as sleep, making sure I'm getting the proper sleep in. We don't know that plays a big part in our wellness and health. And, just making sure that I'm meditating. Okay. First thing, having more habits, good habits, healthy habits, like when I'm getting up in the morning, having more of a stable routine. Okay. I feel like when we get up, that's how our day starts off. Right. And I feel like that has a lot to do with our mental, which kicks in with our health. Yes. And so there's health wellness. There's health wellness. There's mental wellness. There's the emotional wellness. Financial wellness. And I like what you said about setting goals. Setting goals. We know that we can't just go by everything, but have a little bit of an outline of everything that you want to accomplish. You might not be able to accomplish everything, but at least you have those goals written down. Yeah. And I think that's just very important, to at least have something that you want to obtain and reach, because every day that you wake up, that gives you something to look forward to, right?
Yeah. And when we're saying, okay, let's set goals, it doesn't necessarily have to be a big goal. One of the things that you could do is do small goals to kind of keep you on track. I saw somewhere and it said that don't strive for perfection, just strive for progress.
Exactly. I love that.
Progress. I think that when
we're never going to be perfect.
We're never going to be perfect. and you can beat yourself up with perfection. Right. So just progress and set those small goals, even if it's a weekly or a daily goal. For me, it's more spiritual wellness is one of my goals for this year, is to really tap in to just set aside more time for prayer, for meditation, like you said, and just personal time. Right. I think I have
self-care.
A problem. And Frankie, we've had this conversation. Self-care was just something that I lacked. I kind of lost that as with being in a relation, marriage and having kids. I lost that personal time with myself and finding myself. So that's one of my goals as far as mental and spiritual wellness and emotional. I agree. Right?
I agree.
So
Yeah. And I feel like too, it could be something as small as I'm gonna drink 5 cups of water a day. By just starting off that way, because your intake of your water, eating right, your health, diets, prepping your meals on Sunday, because if you don't prep on a Sunday, we all know that that's just it. Right. Starting off the week. But like I said, wellness, it comes in all different forms, and I'm a really, really big believer in self-care. I believe that's my biggest form of wellness. It could be going to the gym, making sure you're getting your exercise in. I don't care if it's for 30 minutes. And I saw something and somebody was like, if you exercise, you don't have to do exercise for 2 hours, do it for 30 minutes. 30 minutes. That's just kind of do it in increments. That way you don't feel like you're lacking and you're not overdoing it, but you're getting that time in. When we were younger, we would go outside and play, ride bikes, go to the skating rink, and I think it has a lot to do with the technology. We sit on our phones, and mentally that's not good. Emotionally, and just physically, it's not either.
Well, let me ask you, how do you feel when you go to the gym? Or even if you work out, because you don't necessarily have to go to the gym. You can work out at home. You can go for a walk. How do you feel?
Well, for me, mentally, it's clear in my mind. I feel great after I go to the gym, which I get up at 4 o'clock and go to the gym, be there by 5, and I do an hour workout. Gotta hit the sauna. But it makes me really, really feel good. I've changed a couple of habits, like eating clean, making sure I'm drinking water, taking my vitamins,
multivitamins,
and go to the doctor, y'all. I I know that we'd be so scared to schedule these appointments, but it's really, really good. You know, you never know. You don't want something to happen where it's too late, but that is so important for your wellness and your health and your well-being. Please schedule those physicals. I know you might be feeling great, but you just don't never know. And I think that has a lot to do with, you know, just mentally feeling good. You went to the doctor, you got a good report, you feel good about yourself. You know, I'm good, you know?
Yeah.
Start fresh, you know.
I agree.
So.
I agree. That's why we have those healthcare professionals.
Exactly.
And to utilize it.
Exactly.
And I agree with that. And as you said, eating clean, eating good, drinking plenty of water, just being mindful of what you put in your body.
Yeah, it's very important. You are what you eat.
Well, and whenever I talk to someone and we get to talk, especially about the food that we eat, because I do juicing. Yeah. So I always run into somebody like, what is that? What are you drinking? How do you drink that?
Yeah.
Like, why do you know? And then we get in that conversation. Right. And I said, for me, because I was a person who liked the cakes and the ice cream and all the sugary drinks and stuff. Yeah. But it wasn't until I started having health challenges that my mind, for me, it's more mental than it is physical when it comes to making those healthy choices. And so it was just like a switch that went off, and I was like,
you just feel better.
Or a switch that went on, and I was just like, you know what? Yes, I'm going to the doctor, but when I go, what am I doing to minimize, right? Or
my risk of different things. Yeah.
So it was just more of a choice of I want to live, right? I want to live.
You know, your body is your temple. You know, what we put in our body, it really matters, and it has a lot to do with our wellness. Yeah. And like I said, just waking up, being grateful and showing gratitude has a lot to do mentally with your wellness.
Mentally, emotionally, just keeping track of what causes you to stress, things that cause you to worry. You may have to change your surroundings.
Prayer, meditation, yoga, whatever you gotta do.
Maybe people that are around, and this goes back to our conversation we had previously, but it all ties into this conversation. But just sometimes you might have to make changes, because in order for us to be the best or the better version of ourselves, we sometimes have to pivot.
Yeah. You have to reevaluate.
We have to pivot, evaluate,
and that's very important.
It is.
And so it goes back to self-care. You got to put yourself first and set those boundaries. Yeah, very important. Setting boundaries.
Setting boundaries and creating new habits. Healthy habits.
Yes.
Right. Healthy habits. We're creating habits. They say that it takes 66 days for you to create a habit. Right. So going back, when you're saying setting goals and writing it down, or your priorities, that is how you can set habits.
A vision board, start that off here. Manifest.
Manifest.
That's a really great way to speak the stuff in existence and be positive. Try to get in the habit every day of being positive. Even when your mind shifts to the negative, switch it back to the positive. Always look at the glass half full. Like, there's always something that makes the situation better, no matter what it is.
Yeah. And taking care of me. And it's not being, yes, it is selfish, but it's not
like people, like they say, it's personal. And it is personal. And you have to make it personal.
Yes.
If you say this year is personal, make it personal. Set those boundaries. Do that wellness check. Do that mental check-in. Get that sleep. Drink that water.
Yeah.
Get on that treadmill. Whatever you have to do to get yourself in the right spirit, body, mind, and soul, just so you can have a sound mind and be healthy.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's how I feel.
That's it. That's all.
We would love to hear how you all are checking in with your wellness. What are you doing? What are some habits that you plan on creating for yourself? To make sure that you're in the best spot and the best health mentally and physically that you can be in.
Yeah, and then if there is some things that you do that helps, share. Yeah, let me and Frankie are all like, we have been on this journey that we started last year, where we kind of get away. Just even if it's like an overnight,
like overnight, every other month, and we do something special for ourselves.
And I literally it's been fun and much needed. And so now when we talk, we're going to book it. So that's something that we've kind of picked up on, and so we would like to hear what you do, because I would love to just implement some things in my life to help me too. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, you can always DM us, you can email us, however you
like us and love us.